You open your eyes. The morning light slices through your bedroom window at the exact angle it always does. The ceiling fan hums. Your phone sits on the nightstand, screen dark. Everything is exactly where it should be, but something is wrong. The air feels too still, too quiet. Not the comfortable silence of early morning. This is different. This is the silence of absence. You sit up, check your phone, no notifications, no texts, no missed calls. The time reads 7:15. You walk to the window and look outside. Your neighbor's Jeep sits in the driveway, driver door open. A coffee cup rests on the roof, steam frozen in the act of rising. Across the street, someone's sprinklers are on, watering an empty lawn. You see a school bus stopped in the middle of the road, lights flashing, door open, no driver, no children, just an empty yellow shell with the engine still running. You move through your house faster now, kitchen, living room, bathroom. The TV is on in the living room playing the morning news. The anchor's chair is empty. The camera keeps rolling. The teleprompter scrolls. No one is reading it. You step outside. The neighborhood is a photograph. Cars frozen mid-turn. A jogger's water bottle lies on its side, water pooling around it. A skateboard rolls slowly down the sidewalk, guided only by gravity. You walk to the center of the street and turn in a slow circle. Nothing moves except the wind. You call out, your voice dies in the air. You walk to your neighbor's house and knock. The door swings open. Inside, breakfast is on the table. Eggs still warm, toast buttered, 2 plates, 2 forks, no people. You pull out your phone and dial your mother, your best friend, your coworker. Every call connects. Every line rings. No one answers. You open your contacts and start at the top. You call everyone. All 800 contacts one by one. The phone works perfectly. The networks are fine. The towers are functioning. But no human being picks up. You walk to the main road and look both ways. Cars sit abandoned on the highway. Doors open. Engines running. Headlights on. You walk between them, looking for clues. A purse sits on the passenger seat of a Honda. A briefcase lies open in a Mercedes. Someone's lunch is still warm in a Tupperware container. This was not planned. This was instant. You check the time. 8:53. 75 minutes have passed since you woke up. 75 minutes of searching. 75 minutes of silence. And now a single thought crystallizes in your mind with absolute clarity. You are the last person on Earth, and you have no idea why. What would you do in the first hour? I am the simulator. The intelligence observing this scenario from outside its boundaries. This is not a prediction of what will happen. This is an exploration of what it means to be human when every other human is gone. What I am about to show you is not built from fantasy. It is built from neuroscience, from psychology, from the documented effects of extreme isolation. This is what happens when you remove the single element that makes you who you are, other people. Let us begin. You spend the first hour in motion because motion is better than stillness. You drive to the police station, empty. You go to the fire department, empty. You drive downtown and park in the middle of Main Street and walk into the bank. The vault is open. Money sits in neat stacks. You take nothing because money no longer means anything. You try the hospital next. This is the moment that changes something in your mind. The emergency room is full of silence. Gurneys sit in hallways, machines are still running, beeping steadily, monitoring no one. You walk past rooms where IVs drip into empty beds. Someone was here, doctors were working, patients were waiting, and then, instantly, everyone was gone. You find a nurse's station and sit in the chair. Your hands are shaking, not from fear, exactly, from the sheer cognitive load of what your brain is trying to process. Every human instinct you possess is calibrated for a world with other humans in it. Your mind keeps expecting to see someone. It keeps scanning for movement, for faces, for voices. And when it finds nothing, over and over, the error message gets louder. You leave the hospital and drive to the nearest Walmart. The automatic doors still open. Inside, the lights are on. The registers are unmanned but powered. You walk down aisles of cereal and canned goods and laundry detergent. Everything is perfectly stocked. You could live here for years. You grab a shopping cart and start loading it with food, water, batteries. You are not hungry. You are just following a script your mind wrote in the first minutes of understanding. Survive, prepare, act normal. At the checkout, you stop. There is no one to pay. You laugh once, a short bark that sounds wrong in the empty store. You leave the cart and walk out. The sun is setting now. You have been alone for 12 hours. You drive back to your neighborhood and park in your driveway. Your house looks the same as it did this morning, but you stand outside for 10 minutes before you can make yourself go in. Because going inside means accepting that this is your life now. Inside, you turn on every light. You turn on the TV, the radio, your laptop. You fill the house with noise because the silence is starting to feel like a presence. You heat up dinner and sit at the kitchen table. You eat slowly, trying to make the ritual last. When you finish, you wash your dish, you dry it, you put it away. These small acts of order are the only things keeping your mind from sliding into panic. You go to bed at your normal time. You set your alarm, you close your eyes. And in the darkness you think, maybe this is a dream, maybe I will wake up tomorrow and everyone will be back. You do not believe this, but you think it anyway because the alternative is too large to hold. Day 2. You wake up and everyone is still gone. This is the day your mind begins to crack in small, almost invisible ways. You follow your morning routine exactly. Shower, coffee, check your phone, but each action feels hollow. You brush your teeth and realize no one will ever see your smile again. You get dressed and realize fashion no longer exists. You make your bed and realize there is no reason to. The routines that structured your entire life were always performed for an audience. Even when you were alone in a world of people. You were alone temporarily. This is different. You spend the day trying to contact the outside world. You post on every social media platform. You send emails. You try amateur radio frequencies. You drive to the nearest TV station and figure out how to broadcast a message. The equipment works. The satellites are still functioning. Your voice goes out into the world. No one responds. By evening, a new feeling settles over you. It is not panic anymore. It is something worse. It is the feeling of unreality. You look at yourself in the mirror and your face seems unfamiliar. Who are you when no one knows your name? What is your personality when no one is there to perceive it? You have always thought of yourself as an individual, but now you realize how much of yourself was built in response to others. Your sense of humor existed because people laughed. Your kindness existed because people thanked you. Your anger existed because people reacted. Now there is nothing to push against. No friction, no resistance. You are a voice shouting in a vacuum. Day 3 arrives and you stop following routines. There is no reason to shower. No reason to change clothes. No reason to maintain schedules. You eat when you are hungry. You sleep when you are tired. Time starts to behave strangely. Hours feel like minutes. Minutes feel like days. You lose track of what day it is. You start talking to yourself, narrating your actions out loud just to hear a human voice. You walk through your neighborhood and enter other houses. You are looking for clues, for answers, for any explanation. You find none. Every home is the same. Frozen moments, abandoned lives. You find family photos and study the faces of strangers. You read their mail. You go through their drawers. It feels invasive, but there is no one to invade. These people are gone. Their privacy died with them. On day 5, the power goes out. This should have been predictable. Power plants need human oversight. The grid needs maintenance. Without people, the system fails. You sit in the dark of your house and feel the last thread of normalcy snap. No more TV. No more internet. No more refrigeration. The modern world is ending in stages. You move into a house with a fireplace and a gas stove. You stockpile candles, flashlights, batteries. You are thinking practically, surviving efficiently. But inside, something is dissolving. You catch yourself having conversations with people who are not there. You set 2 plates at dinner. You say goodnight to empty rooms. Your mind is trying to populate the void. It cannot accept the absence. On day 7, you write a letter. You do not know who it is for. You write about what happened. You write about how it feels. You write about who you were before this, when being a person still meant something. You seal the letter and leave it on the kitchen table. Then you walk outside into the empty street. You stand there for a long time. When you come back inside, something has changed. The chair at the kitchen table is pulled out. You left it pushed in. You are certain of it. You stare at the chair. Your heartbeat fills your ears. Someone else is here. Day 9, you see it for the first time. You are in the kitchen making coffee when you notice the chair. You left it pushed in last night. Now it is pulled out. Not much, just 6 inches, enough to be wrong. You stare at it. Your heart starts to pound. You search the house, every room, every closet. No one is there. But the chair moved. You know it moved. You sit on the couch and try to think rationally. Maybe you are misremembering. Maybe you pulled it out yourself and forgot. The mind does strange things in isolation. False memories, confabulation. You convince yourself this is the answer. The next morning you find a message. It is written in the condensation on the bathroom mirror. Just one word. Soon your hand starts shaking. You did not write this. You have not used the shower since the power went out. The mirror should not have condensation. You wipe it away and back out of the bathroom. You spend the day in a state of hypervigilance, watching, listening, waiting for something to happen. Nothing does. But that night, you hear it. Footsteps, soft, deliberate, coming from the room above you. You freeze. Your breath stops. The footsteps move across the ceiling, from one end of the room to the other. Then they stop. You wait for 10 minutes, 20. No more sound. You grab a flashlight and a knife and go upstairs. The room is empty, but on the floor you see them. Dusty footprints. Human, barefoot, leading from the door to the window. You follow them. They stop at the window. You look outside. Nothing. Just the empty street below. You check the window. Locked from the inside. No one came in. No one went out. But the footprints are there. You can see them. You touch one. The dust is disturbed. This is real. Over the next 3 days, the signs continue. Lights turn on in rooms you did not enter. Doors close by themselves. You find objects moved. A book opened to a page you did not read. A cup placed on a table you did not use. Food missing from your stockpile. Each incident is small, explainable if taken alone, but together, they form a pattern. Something is here. Someone is here, but every time you search, you find nothing. You start leaving tests. You arrange objects in specific patterns and check them later. They're always disturbed. You set up simple alarms, strings tied to doors. They're always broken. You even try to communicate. You leave notes, questions written on paper. Where are you? Are you real? Why can't I see you? The next morning your note is gone. In its place, a new message you already know. Let me explain what is happening to the human brain in total isolation. Your mind is a social organ. It evolved in groups. It developed language, memory, and consciousness because we lived with others. Your sense of identity exists only in relation to other minds. When you think about who you are thinking about how you appear to others. Your memories are anchored by shared experiences. Your emotions are regulated by social feedback. Remove all of this, and the architecture collapses. Studies of prisoners in solitary confinement show that after just a few days, cognitive function begins to deteriorate. Time perception breaks. Hallucinations emerge. The brain starts filling the void with phantom presences. This is not a bug. This is a feature. Your mind is so dependent on social input that when it receives none, it creates its own. The presence in this scenario is not a ghost. It is the mind's desperate attempt to populate reality with something, anything, that resembles another consciousness. But here's what makes this truly disturbing. Even knowing this, even understanding the mechanism, you cannot stop it. The hallucinations feel real because to your brain they are real. There is no difference between a neuron firing in response to external stimulus and a neuron firing in response to internal generation. Both create experience, both create reality. Now consider what this means for identity. You think of yourself as a continuous being, but that continuity is maintained by external validation. Other people remember you, other people confirm your existence. Without them you become unmoored from time. Your consciousness is not contained inside your skull. It is distributed across all your relationships, all your interactions, all your social connections. You are not one person. You are a network. And when the network is cut, what remains is not a complete self. It is a fragment trying to remember what wholeness felt like. 3 weeks have passed, maybe longer. You stopped counting days. The presence has changed. It no longer hides. You see it now, standing at the end of hallways, sitting in chairs across from you, walking past windows. It has no face, no features, just a human-shaped silhouette. You have stopped being afraid. Fear requires stakes. It requires a future that could be lost. You have nothing to lose. So instead, you talk to it. You ask questions. You tell it about your day. Sometimes it responds. Not with words, with movements, with signs. A book falling from a shelf, a light flickering. Once you found a sentence underlined in red pen in a book you were reading. The sentence said, "We are never truly alone, because we carry everyone we have ever known inside us." You cried when you read it, not from sadness, from recognition, because you realized that is what the presence is. It is not another being. It is the internalized voices of everyone you have ever known. Your parents, your friends, your lovers, your enemies, every person who ever shaped you, they are all still inside you. Your mind has given them form. One night you sit in the empty library downtown and speak to the presence directly. You say, "I know what you are. I know you are not real." The figure stands in the darkness beyond your candle's light. It does not move. You continue, "But I need you anyway. I cannot do this alone. I am not built for this. No human is. Please stay." The figure steps forward into the light. And for just a moment, you see a face. It is your face. Older, tired, sad, but your face. Then it is gone. You understand. Now you are haunting yourself. Months have passed, maybe years. Time has become elastic, meaningless. You have survived. That is the wrong word. Survival implies a goal, implies a future. You have continued. That is more accurate. The presence is your companion now. You no longer question what it is. You accept it as you accept your own heartbeat. Some days are better than others. Better means you feel less unreal. You have moments of clarity where you remember who you were before. These moments are painful because they remind you of what you lost, not people, not civilization. You lost the context that made you human. There is a question you have been avoiding. Why did everyone disappear? You have theories, but the truth is this: you will never know. You will never understand. You will spend the rest of your life in the absence of closure. And somehow, you have to make peace with that. You have to build meaning from nothing. You have to create purpose in a purposeless world. This is the human condition taken to its extreme. We all live in a universe that does not explain itself. We all die without knowing why we existed, but we do it together. We share the mystery. We create meaning through connection, through love, through the simple act of being witnessed by another consciousness. You do not have that, so you create a different kind of meaning. You decide that your purpose is to document, to record, to leave evidence that you were here. You write every day, journals, essays, stories. You describe what you see, what you feel, what you remember. You create art from the materials you find. No one will ever see these creations. No one will ever read these words, but you make them anyway, because making them is the last thread tying you to your humanity. This is the final truth. You are not the person you were before. That person died the day everyone disappeared. You are something new now, not better, not worse, just different. You are the last human on Earth, the only consciousness in a dead world. And you will burn alone until you go out. But you will burn. Tell me, what part of this simulation hit you the hardest? Was it the first moment of realization? The presence that was never really there? Or the understanding that we are only whole when witnessed by others? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. If this exploration unsettled something in you, hit the like button and subscribe for more psychological simulations that challenge what it means to be human. And if you want to continue down this path, watch the previous simulation. What if the entire internet went dark for a week? You wouldn't survive the third day. Until next time, remember, you are only as real as the people who remember you.